What is a flood? A flood is the accumulation of water over normally dry land. It caused by the overflow of inland waters like rivers and streams, or tidal waters, or by an unusual accumulation of water from sources such as heavy rains or dam or lift bridges. For analyze and discuss problem for flood, many factors can go into the making of a flood. There are weather events, heavy or prolonged rains, storm surge, and sudden snowmelt. And then there are the human-driven elements, including how we manage our waterways, like dams, lifts, and reservoirs, and the alteration we make to land. Increased urbanization, for example, adds pavement and other impermeable surfaces, alters natural drainage system, and often leads to more homes being built in floodplains. In cities, under maintained infrastructure can lead to urban flooding. More and more flooding factors are also linked to the climate change. For purpose engineering solution for flood, civil engineers build structure to contain or divert water. They also design elevated buildings, bridge, road, or railways that remain functional in high water. Materials engineers develop water permeable paving materials that reduce runoff and lessen the severity of flash flooding in urban areas. For purpose and non-engineering solution, for control of flood, some methods of flood control have been practiced since ancient time. These methods include planting vegetation to retain extra water. Second, terracing hillside to slow flow downhill, and the construction of floodways, which is man-made channel to divert floodwaters. The increase in flood intensity and the frequency poses a threat to community infrastructure and affect the total well-being of children in regard to school attendance, because floods cause loss of the learning hours, loss of the qualified personnel, outbreak of waterborne diseases, and high absenteeism and low syllabus coverage, leading to children poor academic performance. When we talk about the flood, it is automatically is affected to the house. Floods can cause structural damage such as a loose or buckling floors and roof or foundation cracks. Flood also notice broken and frayed electrical wires in for the house after a flood. Flood is also reported as as among the most frequent natural disasters causing substantial human, livestock, and asset losses. Regarding the asset loss, a flood can destroy infrastructure and buildings such as houses, and people have to leave their home, disrupting their normal life. Flooding can have a massive effect on the life of wild animals and can kill marine animals directly or cause long-term. Floods more so pose a negative threat to animals, namely land animals. These two can have the same effect for livestock and pets. Fences often can confine animals to a certain area, unable to escape. Flooding also affect access to food, as often grazing paddocks can be saturated in water and unable to consume. Okay, for summary for this video, flood actually is the overflow of water through any water body like ponds, river, lakes, stream, and others. It has advantage and a disadvantage, and it has harmful as well as beneficial effects. For the harmful effect is such as a loss of the property, death of animals and human, whereas the beneficial effect are groundwater recharge and fertile land. The step we can take before flooding happen to us is first, introduce better flood warning system. Second is modify homes and businesses to help them withstand the floods. Third is construct building above the flood levels. Fourth is tackle the climate change when happen the floods. Fifth is the increase spending on flood defenses. Sixth is protect wetlands and introduce plant trees strategically. Seventh is restore rivers to their natural courses, and the last one is introduce water storage areas.